Hi, this is Tina. I just want to quickly share a quick daily inspiration with you guys in Exodus chapter 16, verse 4 through 5. And it says, Then the Lord said to Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven to you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain quota every day, that I may test them whether they will walk in my law or not. And it shall be on the 6th day that they shall prepare what they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. So when I was reading that, it kind of reminded me of, how he provides for us. He is Jehovah Jireh. Our Heavenly Father is Jehovah Jireh, the provider, right? And at the time, when Moses, if you guys are familiar with the story, Moses took all the Israelites out of Egypt to go to the promised land in Israel. But the Israelites, the Hebrews, they were complaining because they were like, man, we have such better food in Egypt. Now we are like hungry and we're starving. So Moses talked with God, and God said, okay, then I will rain down bread from heaven. And so what that bread was, they called it manna. And it was these sweet wafers, and it tasted good to them. But they were still, believe it or not, the Hebrews were still complaining because they were, so used to the food in Egypt because they had all the, let's just imagine, a gourmet buffet of food, right? But yet, they didn't know that God was going to also take him to a land where he promised them much more, like honey and everything else, right? And so that's when he also provided the quails, which was the meat. When they would sleep, there would be quails that would come down from heaven to earth, and they would cook that. And so, but there was a certain thing that they had to do, was to work, to gather all those manna and bread in the first 6 days, from Sunday to Friday, and then Saturday was what they call the Sabbath, and to rest on that day and to not work, right? So there was a few that were still trying to gather food on the Sabbath, on the Saturday, but they couldn't find any because God told them, that was one of the laws he prepared for them and shared with them. So I just wanted to just let you know that even though we may be going through some maybe difficulties or storms in our life, God will rain down that manna. God will rain down that bread. It could be bread like money, because back then, sometimes people would call it money, or it can just be just a blessing from an encouragement from a friend or a neighbor or a family member that will just call you and just encourage you and get your hope back up. But this one, as this is sharing about providing for his children because, they would lack food. Do you know that God can provide even somebody out of the norm to just put food in front of your doorstep because you have been praying? And I've read so many books about these kinds of stories and just the miracles, the signs and wonders, and what God can do. He can do it for you. Like, there's nothing new in the sun that God, has never done. Like, this goes way back thousands of years in Moses' time. But yet God is still here to fulfill his promise. God is here to provide. He is Jehovah Jireh, our provider. So I just want to encourage you that even though you may feel like you're lacking something in your life, whether it's food, whether it's finances, if you just lift it up to God, God hears your prayers. He's awake 24/7, believe it or not. And God hears your prayers. And when he begins to hear your prayers, oh man, I like how one of the pastors in Reading mentioned that you're actually alarming the angels. So think of it like this. It's like when we call 911, right? And then all of a sudden, the fire department gets called, they rush to the emergency. Well, think of it as an illustration. That's the same thing. The firefighters are like the angels. The angels hear our prayers from our Heavenly Father, and they go to where we're at, provide for us, maybe connect the angels to a messenger or someone we're close with. Let them hear your prayer, and that they will be able to just provide for you. And I've had calls too for some people like, hey, I was just thinking about you, are you okay, and things like that. And I'm like, that's so funny, because I was just praying to God about, my situation, and they give me an encouraging word, or they just bless me with some things. So just want to encourage you, keep on persevering for the Lord. Keep on praying, because He hears your prayers, just like He heard the complaints of all the Israelites in Hebrews that was with Moses. So I just want to encourage you with that, and I thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you on the next Daily Inspiration. God bless. Have a blessed day.